Hello, hello. Here I am. How are you doing today? Um, I don't know if it's morning or afternoon or evening or maybe night when you listen. For me, it's the morning. It's a gray, rainy day in October, and um, I'm really hoping my husband comes home very soon. It will be tomorrow, I think. In the afternoon because it's kind of cold here in the house. So I have like a warm thing and I'm sitting here cozy. And you think, oh my God, what is she now talking about? And but it's important. It's important that you live a little bit along with the seasons. So in the fall we are going to cozy up and heat ourselves a little bit so that we are ready for the winter. And in the fall and sometimes in the winter you feel that people are complaining, it's getting a little bit more difficult, and it's normal because we just had the summer. It was warm, it was light, it was bright, and you feel a fire within us. Right? It's a season of growth that starts in the spring. Now we go to the fall and the winter, and it's like more dark. And it asks us also to go to our dark places, and we don't always like that. And then it's like, oh, I don't like them. I don't like the rain. I don't like the cold. I don't like the winter. It takes too long. Where is the spring? Where is the summer? But if you're not able yet, that's maybe better. If you're not able yet to um, welcome all all the parts of you, then the seasons will get harder. Yeah? If you don't like very hot summer weather, it says also something. So, and nothing is wrong. It's just interesting how many things you can learn about yourself just by questioning and by reflecting. And I like it so much. Anyway, so welcome by this episode. And I want to share something today with you guys about my personal journey as a entrepreneur, as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as all in all the roles that I have, but especially just as Lise. And for the people who just listening on Spotify, I will try to I will try to tell what I show the people who are looking at the video of YouTube. So I will share my screen here. And now we see a picture with a lot of toy toy mans. I think a few Lego people. I think also how is the other called? Dublo, I think. And then I have some um plastic mans, men, women, boys, girls, cats, babies. And it's standing on a piece of paper that um, I lay down on the table, and I made my boundaries, and then I lay down some some men and women to represent some parts of me or parts in my life. And that's what you see. That's basically within, I think, almost the end. This is, hmm, I will show you. I think this is the beginning picture, and was the end. So I will stop sharing my screen now. Why do I share this picture with you? Um, because there was study on a university, and it was with a mouse or a rat. I don't know, but it will probably be a rat. It was a rat. It was a woman rat. I don't know how you call it, but in my imagination, she has a beautiful hair and all those things. So a woman rat. And while they played a certain sound, they gave the little rats an electroshock. Then they started to when they brought in a male rat. They made babies and babies and babies and generation after generation. And 7 generations later, they took a baby rat and they played the sound again. And the baby rats, while there was no electroshock, and it was 7 generations ago that they played that sound and electroshock and gave the electroshock. 7 generations later, the rats ran away. He got scared and ran away. So that's how the university showed us that there is a DNA transfer for generations and generations and generations. So yesterday I did a family constellation, but I don't call it a family constellation because I take so many other parts in. Um, I did a constellation about me and my own company. And I felt like an obstacle, and it was like it didn't flow like I felt it could. So I was like wondering what is wrong? What is holding me back? And it's my job. Huh? That's what I go investigate with people all the time, huh? With entrepreneurs. What is holding you back? Where are your own bottleneck? Um, so it's not different with myself. I do it with myself all the time. And yesterday, 2 days ago, I was talking with someone and she said, like, oh, and it's hard and I feel this and I feel that. And I started to look up because it rang a bell and I thought, it's not just because that person doesn't come on my path just because I don't believe in that anyway. Um, so I started to looking for some information, and I got into an article about your mom and your dad and how they influence your company. And of course, I know it's one of the things I do all the time with my people, my people. I don't know what I mean. And I thought, yeah, okay, I have a new layer. That's what it is. Huh? It's like an onion. Huh? We take an onion and we think, we think, we have one onion, we have an issue, and that's we do something, and then onion is gone. So bye bye. But it doesn't work like that. We have the onion, and then we have to start pulling off the protection layer. That's okay. And then you have the first layer, then it starts a little bit like stinging in your eye, and then the next layer, and next layer. By the end, you're like, Brian. It's not always like that, of course. But every time when you have a new level, when you have a new, I don't know, growth process starting, you know, certain things come back on the stage and say, hey, do you remember me? I was Onion F, and I have a new layer for you. Maybe it's only Onion F, but sometimes it's also Onion D, D, G, Y, N, O, P, Q. There are a lot. Sometimes it's just Onion F. Anyway, um, so I realized by looking up the information for my clients that there was also a new layer of onion that was like stinging in my eye. It was like I was like, "Whoa," not physically crying, but I felt like, oh yes, it's trying to get my attention. So that's why I did the constellation. So my mom and my dad, they had a store when I was little. I don't remember it anymore. I was too young, and they quit. They quit because there were some stuff. Um, I don't know which ones. I asked a few times, but it stays very blurry. Um, when you do constellations, when it stays very blurry, it's not good. You know, it's like you have a piece of the puzzle, but there's the first layer is off, so you don't know which puzzle it is. You don't know if it's green or gray or yellow with brown. So sometimes they're missing pieces, so you don't have anything to just see. So I try to ask my father some information, but it stayed a little bit blurry. I just think people aren't very when they are not very proud that they are trying to like um, and I get it. So, but it stays very blurry. So that means that I have to be very payful. I have to pay attention to that piece of the puzzle. And with the constellations, every time I can make the puzzle a little bit more clear. So I started my constellation, and my father says he didn't went broke with the company, but still it feels like that. So I put into the constellation going broke, my father's story, going broke, my mother's stories. I brought into this doing the constellation. I brought in, the the forces from my family line that holds me back, and the power from my family line that gives me power and strength. The the forces that holds me back, they were like huge and standing before me, between me and my company and my company was a little man that had no legs. The forces that gave me strength, my company strength, though it were little men or little pups, puppets or pups, puppets, I think. And with one when it was from the male side, his legs were turned down, turned turned the other side, so he couldn't even stand up decently. So it was like, whoa, and then, this is what I do, of course, and yeah, that's I love it. It's a job, but it's my passion. So I feel a lot of things also with clients. Sometimes I feel, you're sick in your stomach, and they're like, what? How do you know? Or, oh my God, my head hurts. Um, or yeah, if I think about your grandmother, I get this sensation, and they're like, what? How do you know? So I don't know how I know, but I know. So I feel a lot of things. So I felt like, okay, I have to take some steps, and I brought in some other people and other situations in my life. And I wrote, no, I read in the article something that I clearly should, that I was ready to read again. And that is that we, as childs, we are going to subconscious be loyal to our parents. And that means that sometimes we just say to them, I can't be better than you. I cannot be better than you. And in one way or the other, when I left my house, when I ran away from home when I was 17, I made a choice to do better. I said it. I said it literally. I said it multiple times to my parents. I will be better than you. But I always said I will be a better mom. I will be a better mom. I will treat my kids better than you. I will do this. I will do that. But then I realized yesterday I never told him I will do better anyway. I will do it my way. I will not be loyal to what I saw with you. And it's without judgment. Huh? I said when I said those things, I will do better than you. I was 17, 18, 19, uh, being all by myself in a big city. I was going to college. I had to do everything all by myself. Financial, I was on my own. Emotional, even more. So there was a lot of anger. And that anger made me say, I will do better than you. But it's not like now, it's all different. It's without judgment, it's with a lot of love. And I can understand now what they were carrying with them and that they did what they could. And if I go watch how my grandmother did it and her mother did it and hear the stories about it, then my mom did already a lot of a lot better than my grandmother, and my grandmother did a lot better than her mother. So I see how they all had have grown as a mom and tried their best. And I am pretty sure my kids will tell me later, oh, Mama, you did it, you did that. So it's a little bit how the circle goes, no? But I never told them, maybe you don't have to say it physically, but energetically, I'm not taking your faith. Your faith is your faith. So that's what I have done yesterday. In the constellation, I gave my mother her faith. my father, his fate, all my grandfathers, all my grandmothers. And I said, this is my life, and I will live it on my way, in my terms. And it's unbelievable what it did for me, because this is the first time I do a video, I think in 5, 6 days. I was like so wrapped. I was like, literally, I laid down in the couch for 2 days with nothing for my company, nothing. I can't remember the last time I did that. So this was a very huge block. And just by doing a constellation and see the hidden stories, the hidden emotions, the hidden loyalties that just, um, yeah, just really, literally swept me off my feet just by being conscious about those blockages, make me be able to sit here now in a whole other energy than the last days, the last few days. And this is just a constellation I did for myself. I think it was 15 minutes. It was 15 minutes. And it's already such a huge difference. And that's what I like so much. A while ago, I was in a very big constellation, and it was a company who makes, how do you say it in English? The panels you lay down on your rooftop to get electricity from the sun. It just it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't find it. The word. And we did a very big constellation for the company because they felt it was like difficult for them to go into huge companies, like big names. And they're big names because um, my husband is also in, I don't know how you call it in the industry. And a while ago, he was telling about some company, and I said, "Hmm, that company was also represented in the constellation. He didn't like me because in the constellation I was the new energy. Um, the new energy people, the companies have to start to follow if they want to stay grounded in the next few years, because in our energy a lot will shift, and everything is energy. So anyway, we were also there in a big constellation, and it was amazing what the CEOs could take from inspiration from one constellation. It was around an hour and a half, and it was in different rooms. It was amazing. Yeah. So I'm not, and there also, I think there was, if you see your own personal blockages in your company, of the personal blockages of people in a company, oh my God, if you can just be conscious about it, wow. Huh. Or, for example, in a team, if it doesn't work out in a team, just there is so much more than you can do than just start firing people or do how do you say that? And team building. If you do a constellation with a team, hmm, a lot of things changes. So here I am again with a whole different energy just because I just looked at my own blockages. Because I tell myself I will not lay in my own way. I will not be the bottleneck of my company. And to say that, I had to say to my parents, um, I will go my own way and I will not carry along your going broke um, program in my system. It's like the rats, you know. What I'm doing now is healing my system so I don't have to be afraid of the sound anymore because I think there will come an electroshock. And sometimes, and a lot of times, and a lot of times, you know, we are afraid, we are blocked, we don't know which road to go, or we come into our companies, you know, always the same people. It's always the same thing, you know. I always have people like this. My people are doing that, you know. That are the moments that you can say, okay, this is something subconscious. This is my rat. Here I am afraid of something that happened maybe 7 generations ago. So what do I have to do? Okay, I take my phone and I call these. That's how it goes. So I feel honored to share my story with you. I will keep doing that because I like that. It makes me feel good. It took me a lot, a lot of constellations because there were a lot of onions that I have to go through before I could speak up, tell my stories. But I am so glad I did it because I really discovered a Elise that I never knew that was here. And I feel so happy and so good when I can do this. And it feeds me. You know, it's like so good, healthy nutrition that comes from the inside out. And so I am so happy. I am so honored that I can share this with you. And I am really looking forward to your feedback and what it does for you, and maybe which questions you have. And yeah, don't hesitate to share them with me. Well, at least I have this at my company or in my job, or I don't like that person, or I'm CEO, but I have the feeling that my people are like this or that. What do you think? What do you feel? Um, but only do it when you're ready for a real honest answer. And like I always say, and it really is, it's an inside job. Looking forward. Bye.